Good morning. Welcome to Tea Time with Tanya. I'm Tanya. How you doing today? Today is Monday, the 18th of April, 2022. Good morning, everyone. Let's start this off with a blessing. Dear universe, dear creator, dear spirit guides, dear ancestors, give us a blessing, a direction for this day to go. Give us hope and joy. Give us a blessing for this morning. Oh, we get a blessed heart. If you feel that something is missing, look within and you will find it. What is your heart saying? Your heart is the gateway to your soul, and your soul is the eternal you. Know that you are free, protected, and blessed. Namaste. Let me read this again. A blessed heart. If you feel that something is missing, look within and you will find it. What is your heart saying? Your heart is the gateway to your soul, and your soul is the eternal you. Know that you are free, protected, and blessed. Namaste. Namaste. Good morning, everyone. I have some fantastic questions today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. My first question is from Beautiful Girl. And Beautiful Girl would like to know about the people at the southern border. Beautiful Girl says, the people seeking to cross the southern border is at a 22-year high. Why is this? And we all know the why, because during 45's administration, he refused to let anyone into the country unless it was under horrible circumstances. The reason that we have a 22-year high is because of COVID, because you can't really move a whole lot of people into or out of a country in the middle of a global pandemic. That is the first reason why the people that are at the border is so high. Um, our uh, let's see what Tarot has to say. Tarot, please tell us anything you can about the humanitarian effort and the political scene at the southern border. Let's go over backwards. There we go. Southern border of the United States. Okay. All right. So what's going on at the southern border? The United States is trying to repair itself, to try to become a strong nation again, under the command that we are under, with a more humane and gentle leadership. However, the problems that are at the southern border were worsened during 45. Um, Bad behavior became the norm. The Biden administration is working in partnership with these other law enforcement agencies. They are rewriting policies. They are retraining officers. They are letting a lot of people go. Um, uh, 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 Questions about abuse of power, and that's where this card comes to. Abuse of authority, strong arming detainees. And these people are not detainees. This is the problem that we need to understand. These people are refugees. They have not committed a crime. Asking to come into a country for your safety, for your life, is not a crime. You are not a criminal. You are a person seeking help Okay, what had gone on during 45's administration was a blatant abuse of power. It was a humanitarian catastrophe. People were instructed to treat people badly as a deterrent for them coming to this country. Children were removed from their parents. Children as young as months old were removed from their mothers to deter other people from coming to this country. Those children were lost in the system intentionally. Those children were kidnapped by the Trump administration and doled out to people who had no reason, no right to have these children. Those children were sold into slavery. They were given to pedophiles, to pedophile rings. The horribleness of what was done during 45's administration is why the everything is so slow at the southern border now. There are lawsuits that are going to come out of this. There are crimes against humanity that people in the United States, border patrol officers, captains, majors, sergeants, people who were in those law enforcement are under investigation, are being sued for their blatant abuses of power, for what they did to people. People died. People suffered at the hands of the Border Patrol under 45's regime. So the reason that everything is so slow is because everything must be reworked. All the things that were broken have to be looked at, examined, and rectified so that no more human casualties because of, again, this is avarice. And this is blatant racism. Okay, the next card we get is the sun. So the Biden administration is working to bring change to our um, immigration system. Okay, and there will be very good changes that will come out of this. However, this is going to take a while. There were very bad people, very, very bad people put in positions of power. These people must be purged. These people must be charged. People will be going to prison for what they did to refugees and detainees under the color of law within the United States Border Patrol. There are people who will be going to jail. This fight is not over. When it is, we are going to be weary. Okay. This fight about people being treated like people. And this is what this is all about. The GOP wants to define what a person is, okay? And to define how you can treat people they don't consider to be people. Excellent question, beautiful girl. The Biden administration will make changes, is making changes to the southern border and to our immigration system. And the reason that it is going so slow is because of the pandemic and because of all the purging and changing that has to be done before we can bring more people into an already broken system. We have to fix what we can before we overload the system with a new batch of people. Excellent question. My next question is from Donna Dawson. Donna would like to know, how are they planning to get around the women's HIPAA rights when it comes to abortion and prison? Okay, and this is another GOP Republican thing. What they are trying to do is silence the woman. This is a complete control move over the body of a woman, and with the pretense of they are protecting the unborn child. But there's no thought about the woman's right to choose whether or not she wants to be a parent. Getting pregnant is like catching a cold, okay? Any woman, almost any woman with the working parts can get pregnant on accident or on purpose, okay? So this war on the womb. Donna's question is, how are the GOP, how are they going to throw women in prison when they are protected by the HIPAA right? HIPAA, first do no harm. And second thing in that is what happens between a woman and her doctor is between a woman and her doctor. The government has no entrance in this. This whole thing about abortion is about controlling the woman. This is important because the divine feminine is coming into fruition, into being. This war against women is a war to control the voice of women, what women can and cannot do. Women have been put in a position of weakness where where we never were weak. Show me one man who could give birth through his penis and survive, and then tell me who's strong. A woman pushes an ounce to a 20-pound person out of her body through an opening the size of an almond, pushes an entire being through her body. Excruciating pain. Not one man on this planet has ever given birth. However, they feel that they can control the voice and function of a woman's body. So, how are they trying to get around this? These laws are unfair and unjust. This is when they throw women in prison for having abortion, for doing what they will with their body. We have crossed into the Sharia law. We have crossed into what the Taliban does to control its women. What the Americas are doing, what the GOP is doing, is basically step by step putting a woman into a full burqa. Okay? They're taking away a woman's voice to decide what she can and cannot do with her body. Not even get birth control. However, there's not one iota of legislation against a man's body. And like I said before, a vasectomy is completely reversible. There would be no unwanted pregnancies if every man had a vasectomy. But they write laws saying what a woman can and cannot do, but they will not stop half of the equation of pregnancy, only the half that the woman controls, and then take away her voice, and then expect her to by herself take care of the offspring that the man who has no responsibility for from beginning to end, that the woman cannot choose how many children or if she wants to have children, is forced into poverty by being forced to have and raise children that she may not have wanted, to criminalize it by throwing her in jail and then taking her away from the same children she was forced to give birth to. We have to see this for what it is. This is a control tactic of men to control women's existence, to make women nothing more than, like I said before, a suitcase for carrying another person, without a voice, without any resources, and without any redress. The men in this country want to turn women into nothing but a meat sack that is capable of procreation, that they can do to whatever they want to. Rape you, beat you, kill you. They write the laws. And if you have been paying attention, almost every single one of these boys that has been accused of rape has been slapped on on the wrist and sent on his merry way. And the woman has been left to deal with her emotional issues, pregnancy, violence against her body, and everything else with just a, oh, well, that's just the way it is. We can't harm this young man's life. He has a bright future. I'm so sorry he raped you, little girl, but that's just how it is. This is what must change. America does this more than any other country. They take the life, the body of women and girls and children, boy children, and they cast it on the ground for men to do with as they please. This is one of the major things that must change in this country. This is one of the major things, like Madison Cawthorn when he spilled the beans on how the Republican Party actually works. Cocaine and orgies. That was the absolute truth. That is what this country is powered under. These people in control are sexual deviants who make rules about everybody else that they cannot do what the Republican ruling class does. And then that same class turns around and lies about what they're doing and blames it on the other side. We are dealing with liars, parasites who wish to control every aspect of a woman's body. And that's what this is all about. It is about control. This system will break. Women will come to power. Men are fighting against this. All of this that we're in right now is the ebbing of the light. This this chaos is because people are fighting to stay in a power that they do not deserve and that they should not have, to have a control that they do not deserve and that they should not have. This change that we are going through is to change the mindset of men, to see the ills and evils that we have allowed to propagate, that one gender has suppressed the womb, the creator. Okay? All right. My Donna, I know I went off a little bit, but I hope in that the gist of why we are here and these women's rights and why everything is hinging on abortion. It is about control, taking away the power of the woman. Because why? Because the woman is a very powerful being, an extremely powerful being. And when men control her and control her voice, they they harm the planet, but they also keep us going down a road of treachery, okay? Until we right this. And this is bringing balance back. Women and men are equal to one another. One does not stand above the other. They are helpers. The arms and hands. When two people are linked together with their arms around each other, your hands rest naturally either at the waist or at the rib. You pull each other in. It is a tightening of a bond. There is nothing that is above the other. You are equal. And if you are not equal, you are out of balance. For everything to flow, it right and left, up and down, must have a true point, a balanced point, a center of gravity. And when we lose that and one gender has more power than the other, it is chaos. Until we bring ourselves, our thinking, and the way that we behave and treat each other into balance, we will exist in chaos. We will fight each other. Men will kill children and rape women. Women will isolate themselves and not want to procreate, not want to have a mate in a man. We are where we are because we are broken, because the power is out of balance. And until men look and see women as equals to themselves, as intelligent, as strong, as smart, as capable, then we cannot change. This is the glaring sign, the neon sign that is pointing at us right now. This again deals with equanimity. Okay, my next question is from Danielle. And this goes hand in hand with Donna's question. Is America turning into the handmaid's tale with this war on women? They are trying, but this is ideology. This is religion and ideology suppressing the woman. Even in the Bible, putting a woman literally under the man's foot to where she is a step stool, not a helpmate. Okay? We have to break this cycle. We have to break this cycle. And we as women have to stand up and say no more. You must use your voice. Open your throat chakra. Step into the power that is yours, that you were born with, the divine feminine. Do not be afraid of your voice. Your body is your body. Nobody has the right to touch it. Nobody has the right to tell you what you can do with it. Okay? And nobody can force you to do something you don't want to do with your body. And until women step into our power, find our voice, we are just as strong. But we have to stop allowing ourselves to be silenced. We must stand up together. We must hold our sisters' hands. When you know that your next door neighbor is being beaten, abused, and you do nothing to help her, and I'm talking to the women out there, and you do nothing to help her, you are just like the men who just like the man who is beating her. Because as a woman, all of us, every woman has been talked down to by some male in our life, in society, has been made to feel like we are not valued, has been shut down, has had somebody, just try to help them do something that we were perfectly capable of doing and in the middle of doing, because, big strong man thinks little woman can't do it. So he pushes her aside and does it for her, thinking that he's helping when he's insulting. We have to speak up for ourselves, ladies. We have to speak up for each other. And I know I'm on a rant, but this is what the universe has got me saying. We have to stand up. Women, if we want our lives changed, if we want our situation changed, then we have to stand up and step into the power that is ours. We are as powerful, as creative, as smart, as brave, as everything, as any man that walks on this earth. And until we force balance, we will suffer. I hope that answers your question, Danielle. The only way this can turn into the handmaid's tale is if we as women allow it. We have the ability to put our knees together. Okay? We have that ability. We can protect our young children against these predators by watching our children, by being involved in their lives and not just sending them off with anybody, by being present, by being there. we can stop bad things from happening. But we got to get out of our own way and we got to decide what is actually important and how we wish to live. Okay, next thing I'm going to talk about is booster shots, the World Health Organization, and Dr. Fauci. Okay, I'm going to get my 4th shot today. I am going to get my 2nd booster today. The place that we are in with COVID is distressing. And this is scary, guys, that our governments, our world governments, knowing that this pandemic has not waned, has literally taken all the safety nets away from us. And I understand why they have done it, because people are ignoring the rules, ignoring common sense. Okay? It is imperative that everyone think about their personal safety. This is not a conspiracy theory. This virus is for real, for real. Whatever anybody wants to tell you, whatever anybody wants to say, this is a real virus. Real people are dying every day. Real people are sick every day. Stupid people are telling you it's a hoax. Dumb people are telling you don't pay attention to the World Health Organization. Dr. Fauci's a liar. Stupid people are telling you to take your health and throw it on the craps table so that you don't have to wear a mask. And that's what it's all about. Something that simple that harms no one. But we have a huge faction of our population that wishes you dead because you can't tell me what to do. These are the people we are dealing with. These are the people we are dealing with. Okay? Dr. Fauci, the man who did nothing his whole life, 40 years this man has been a virologist. 40 years this man has been saving our butts. And now the United States has death threats against this man because he's telling the truth. That says everything that we need to know about America. Okay? About America. And then we have, and these people call themselves patriots. And then want to call everybody else who wishes to have some safety. They want to call them a snowflake or just call names, period. And then the people get so afraid of being called a name that they shrink into a corner and shut down and let these liars determine how our response to this virus is. Because if we would have fought against them in 2020, we wouldn't be here now. If we would have shouted them down in 2020, we wouldn't be worried about the government taking away the free vaccines or the free testing. Now, we allowed this to happen. We watched this happen for 2 years now. We have watched bad actors destroy our society with misinformation, and we have done nothing to stop them. We have not shut down Fox News. We have not done anything to stop the liars from lying. Okay? We have got to get out of our own way. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We have got to get out there and be spreading the information on why young people should be vaccinated. We need to be talking to our teenage people, our young adults on this earth is not the way it should be. And how can we fix it? People graduating college who cannot move out of their parents' house because they can't get out of college and walk into a job that is going to pay them enough for a one-bedroom rent. We have allowed this to happen. Our children have no future. The minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour. The lowest rent in Las Vegas for a studio apartment is $1,500. That is for a square 400-foot box. $1,500. Our children have no future. They go to school to incur debt. They graduate school with massive debt. And now they try to find a job that matches what they went to college for, only to find that they aren't qualified for the very job they went to college for because they have no experience. Forcing them to get a job in the service industry where most of them become stuck because now they have to pay back student loans on $7.25 an hour and still try to find a place to live and a way to eat and maybe have a conveyance to get from point A to point B, which is why we have a generation of grown children, children who have married and have children, who cannot afford to live on their own, who are all living in mama's house or grandma's house or grandpa's house because America is inhospitable to people. Either you're living on credit, living in the street, or you're in despair day in and day out, wondering whether you're even going to eat. We have allowed this to happen until we understand that we can fix this by taking our power away from those who are doing these bad things. Stop feeding the beast. Stop giving to big business when you don't have to. Do things simpler. Do things simpler. Stop eating out every meal. Learn how to cook. Learn how to care for yourself and your community. Revisit. We are coming to the time where we are going to have real shortages, real pain. And big business is pushing us to this end, not because there are shortages, no, but because the people who want money are going to create situations where they can make loads of money by restricting how much product is available, creating a panic that does not have to exist. And that's happening right now. Gas prices continue to go up. How high do they have to get before we get out of our chair and take to the streets and say no more? $10 a gallon? $15 a gallon? How much is too much for you? How much is too much for you? These are the real questions we have to ask ourselves. My next question is from Auset. And Auset would like me to discuss the Council of Five that I see. Our council that I've been predicting for the last 3 years, that I was told by my guides that our government is going to operate under. I see a council of 5 men, women, and like I said, possibly alien. A council that will that will filter our laws to help us all have a piece of the American dream, to be able to live free from excessive debt, free from employers that treat us like slaves. We can't live. You're not living if you are going to work all day and only coming home to eat and sleep for that $1,500, $2,000 a month box that you live in. And the only time you see it is in passing, because you have to work your whole life just to keep it. That car, that big fancy pretty car that you spent all this money on, that sits in a parking lot for 8, 10, 12 hours a day. You don't get to drive it. It just sits there while you slave away to pay for it. Your house sits home empty. You're not in it. You're out working to pay for it. Your car sits empty. You're not in it. You're at work to pay for it, to pay for all these luxuries that you never, ever get to enjoy, because the price keeps going up, which means you have to work harder and longer hours, and maybe even multiple jobs just to continue to have your stuff. And every time you feel like you have an even footing, they raise the price again to put everything just a little further out of your reach, to make you more anxious. And I feel for young families with children. How do you pay $2,000 a month rent and pay $1,500 a month for childcare, and then pay another $400 a month just for your kid to eat school lunch? And we haven't even discussed putting gas in your car. We haven't discussed paying your water bill or light bill. How are people actually making it? Why is everybody so angry? You see it right there. Big business keeps moving the goalpost, keeping everything just out of reach, forcing everyone to work harder, work longer hours, spend more time away from the things that they are buying to be happy, that they never get to even be in, never get to see, never get to enjoy. Having children that you can't be with, having to send them to other people to raise for you because you have to go to work to make that dollar to pay to put the child in that expensive place for somebody else to raise them. We have been letting our liberties, our freedoms be taken from us one by one in front of our eyes. And we're so conditioned that we just hitch up our pants and tighten our belt loop and say, I guess I just have to work harder. You walk into a Walmart and you see 70-year-old people, 80-year-old people working at 80 years old, who are receiving Social Security. But Social Security is not enough to keep them indoors. People who can barely walk are having to work full-time jobs, sometimes two. How horrible is it to see an 80-year-old grandma working 2 jobs just to stay indoors? And not only that, but that same 80-year-old grandma also has her entire family living in her house, dependent on her working. because nobody can get ahead in the climate that we are in. Okay, I didn't mean to turn this into a rant, but like I said, when these words come, I have to say them. Whether it's on the topic of the reading or not, this is what the universe is saying that needs to be said, that needs to be heard. Okay, so I think I was on the council of five, but when that does come, it will come, and it will come. It will come because of the hardships that I just discussed. Once we decide to stand up, to knock the table over that the elite has on our backs, once we stand up and show who we are and harness the power that we have, when we do that, times will change. Our world will change for the better. Okay, my next question is from Eugenia. Um, Eugenia says Republicans have pulled out of the debate commission, the presidential debate commission. This is an opportunity for Democrats to change the narrative and speak truth to power. Will they ascend to the challenge? This is a great opportunity because instead of having nonsensical debates where people are just doing the I know you are, but what am I? We could actually have people get up there and talk about their visions for America, what they actually plan to do, and take questions from the audience because I think that's where the debate should be. The debate shouldn't be between two candidates. The debate should be between the candidates and the audience. The audience should get to ask the questions to the debaters, to the people who want to be in office. The audience should ask those questions that we want answered, not what those two want to throw at each other. Who cares? We want to know who's going to be the best person for the job. And we should be asking the question, not giving it to them to ask to each other. And not for a moderator to just pick and choose and cherry pick what we want them to do. No, put them up there by themselves, one at a time, and let the audience throw questions at them. And let that be the debate. And then bring the next person on. So that they're not debating against each other. They're debating against themselves. And then you can see their own ideology, not what they're going to do when they think that they need to say something because Joe Blow just said something to them, but what's truly in their heart. We have to change the way that we elect people. Right now, it is nothing but a popularity contest. That is all it is. No substance, no nothing. This is like high school freaking government. It is nothing but a popularity contest. Whose mommy made the best brownies? We don't hold these people to nothing. We don't ask them the hard questions that we need answered. We need to ask the questions that we need answered. What do you feel about abortion? How do you think the police should handle this, that, or the other thing? How should people be held accountable? Not them just debating nonsensical garbage, spitting back and forth, calling each other names and behaving badly. No, we got to change the way we do things so that we can pick the most appropriate people for the jobs. Okay. So the question Eugenia had is, will the Democrats raise up and take advantage of the Republicans not wanting to debate? Because that's what this is about. They don't want to debate. They have no standing. They are a party of liars built on lies, lying about everything. Of course, they don't want to debate. That's dangerous. So, will the Democrats capitalize on them pulling out of the debate commission? Yes. Second card, we get the Wheel of Fortune. This is karma. Things are coming back into fruition. Okay. And that's it. Yes, Eugenia. Yes, the Democrats are going to take this. And they have been looking at what is being lost. This is the thing. There, and I'm not saying all, but there are some. Because remember, Democrats and Republicans are two wings of the same bird. And the people that we have in positions of power over us on the Democratic side are as corrupt and treacherous as the Republicans are. There are people in the Democratic Party who are there for no other reason than to make themselves rich. Don't believe me? Look at Joe Manchin. Look at Kirsten Sinema. Just because they have a Democrat behind their name does not make them a good person and does not make them an upstanding individual. And until we look at that for what it is, we will continue to be duped and fooled by these same people. But here we go, Eugenia. The Democrats are looking at what has been lost and what still stands. And this is what still stands. Letting the Republicans go, losing that part of them is really not a loss. Things do need to be passed by. Okay, some things need to be. People need to say no. I don't want that. Okay, this is one of those things. The debate commission. This is all pomp and circumstance. Okay, this is a way to get a whole bunch of viewers. Again, it's not about the information. Mainstream media has turned it into a circus. And the debaters, most of them, go into it with a circus mentality. There has been no seriousness in what has been going on in our democracy. Everything has been turned into a three-ring circus to take the seriousness out of it. Bad actors, bad behavior, just despicable behavior, and just hearing the things that these people are saying. Okay, this is the Democrats have the opportunity to shine the light. The Democrats are going to take the opportunity to put substance on the table. We are changing. We are in a system of change. I say that every time. And guys, please get out, go outside, look at the sky, put the doggone devices down for a minute. Experience life with your eyes, with your heart, with yourself. When you put down your cell phone, forget it at home one day and see how your life goes. Forget your cell phone at home. We have been conditioned that you can't do anything without that device attached to you, that device that tracks every move you make, that device that is listening to every word that comes out of your mouth, that thing that you sit and check every 20 minutes. Ask yourself, why are you so dependent on your phone? Why can you not put it down? Understand the hold that it has over you. Understand that phone, like just like I was talking about heroin, that phone is just like a drug as well. It is heroin. And when somebody takes it away from you, you feel incomplete. You're jittery. Oh my gosh, where's my phone? I don't know what's going on. I can't check Twitter. I can't check TikTok. Can't check Facebook. Oh my God, what is somebody thinking right now? Oh my God, I'm missing tweets. Our whole world has been put into a garbage pail. All of that stuff means nothing. Who cares what's going on Facebook or Twitter or TikTok? It's a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of random garbage. Nobody's missing nothing. But we are so dependent on the devices that 1 second without it sends us into a panic. If you don't think that was by design, if you don't think that is not going to turn around and cause a whole lot of problems for people, then please think again. That phone was the biggest control tactic that they put on us. The biggest. Because if you can afford to have one, you have one. And it's with you at all times. That's another thing that we have to learn how to put down. We have to break out of the systems of control that we have allowed ourselves to be placed under, and see this for what it is. It is control. It's control. And we have to teach ourselves in little micro doses how to break ourselves from the spell of these controls. And that is by getting away from it a little bit every day for longer and longer periods until it does not have a draw. It is not a spider web on our brain pulling us this way or that. We have to detox ourselves, purge ourselves of this digital dependence that we are on. Sit in silence. Sit with your own thoughts for one day. What's on your mind? What actually is invented by you? Not what is coming in through talking heads on your phone, on your PC, on your tablet, on your watch. Break the cycle. Break the cycle of slavery. Unplug. They've been telling us to do this since the early 2000s, late 90s. Unplug. Go outside. Detox. Get out of the waves, of the radio waves. Climb a mountain, hug a tree, become one with something that is real. Nature, your children, your spouse, your pets. Find love and joy in something real, tangible, touchable. Put your arms around a person and hug them. Express your love through an exchange of energy. That's what a hug is. And the next time you hug someone, start your hug from your heart. When your chest comes in contact with the chest of the person that you are hugging, that is a heart connection. That is a one-on, that is like taking a plug and plugging it into a socket. You are exchanging life energy through that 1 second hug, heart touching heart. We got to get back to the basics. Technology's going to kill us because technology keeps us separate. It keeps us alone, and it keeps us weak. Together, we are strong. That old saying, united we stand, divided we fall. They have us divided. They keep us divided through our devices. Oh, we can talk to people. We can even FaceTime. But what we don't do is actually get together with people and put our arms around each other, our family, to hold each other, to encourage and uplift each other. And if you're close to family, please, if you're in the vicinity, please, the most important thing that we can give each other is that physical contact, love, emotional support. And if they're away, then yes, your device can do wonders because then you can talk on the phone or you can FaceTime. But we have to make sure that we go out of our way to meet our soul tribe in person. We need human contact. Everybody needs a hug. Everybody needs a hug. And right now, the most important thing that we can do for each other is to embrace, to pull people into our energy center, to share love 100% up close and personal. Just a hug, holding, uniting, togetherness, okay? Hug somebody, unity. It's wonderful, okay? All right, all right. My next question is from Liz, and Liz would like to know what will happen to Twitter. Okay, Elon Musk and the Vanguard group. The Vanguard group made sure that Elon Musk no longer has controlling interest over Twitter. So, what is going to happen? What's going to happen to Twitter? One of the most divisive platforms there is, second only to Facebook. What what is the fate of Twitter? What will happen to Twitter? Bunch of big money. Twitter ain't going nowhere. It's going to change and evolve. It's not going to go anywhere. Elon Musk nor the Vanguard group is going to do anything at this point. The Vanguard group just did that to block Musk from being able to take it over, from making it his own soapbox. Uh, there's a lot of these platforms cause trouble. I feel in the end there's going to be Yeah, in the end, there's going to be some legislation that is going to control um, multimedia platforms like Twitter, Facebook, all of these, WhatsApp. There's going to be legislation that is going to control these corporations on how big they can get and to try to limit their reach. A lot of this stuff is going to come out. I want to say this year, next year. It's going to be a bunch of dark web stuff on how people use these platforms. And there are studies being done about how these platforms have been used to manipulate elections, to change people's viewpoints. How this is dangerous. There's going to be discussions on people trying to use several different forms, and this is going to sound weird, of mind control, but this is influence, guys. And that's what people have to understand. Influencing is a form of mind control, swaying people to believe or think the way that you want them to, steering them down the path that you want them to follow. Twitter, Facebook, all of these corporations are being accused of manipulating society, of the de-evolution of society, of bad behavior, of being responsible for mental illness flare-ups that cause damage in society, such as mass shooters and stuff like that, because of content that is unregulated, that people can find freely on these platforms, that people are being steered to, directed to by these platforms, that cause people to have extremist behavior. All of these platforms are going to change. They are going to be regulated. They are going to be broken into smaller, very, very much smaller companies. There's going to be more truth in these, and how these platforms are working, and who are the people who are operating it, and what their agenda is. All of this is going to come to the forefront, but these are going to be things that people are going to have to tune into. The only way that you are going to know that Twitter, Facebook, and these things are actually changing is to read. These are going to be articles, listening to probably TED Talks and things like that on how the manipulation of society is a direct link, the direct correlation between what they do online, their multimedia access, and how much unfettered access all these entities have to us as people without any boundaries being placed on them. Guys, there are ads with subliminal messages. There are entire shows that are nothing but subliminal messages. People on all these platforms have no obligation to tell the truth about anything. There's no consequences for somebody lying, and they can sit there just like I'm sitting here with a straight face and sit there and say the sky is purple, the sea is orange, and that's the way it is, and have a whole bunch of people believe that that is the truth and have zero pushback from the people who own the company. We are being manipulated. They are making money off of our manipulation. We are being programmed. If you have not watched the movie Kingsman, the first one with Samuel L. Jackson, please do. Kingsman. Please watch that movie, and you can see how easy it is to manipulate an entire society, to program them with a key and then have a tone that will activate people into doing what they have been subliminally programmed to do. Okay? And this is real. We look at the GOP, and I want you guys to just think about what was going on, what was being discussed back in the 80s and the 70s, for those of you who are old enough. And remember a thing that they used to call the Russian sleeper cell. Okay, for you guys who are old enough, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. This was a program that the Russians did where they took children and programmed them, made them little super soldiers, some of their best and brightest. And then literally they went through all of this training and were made to forget that it ever happened until they are activated. And then all of their training turns on like a light switch. This is not just Hollywood. Guys, that's real. And it wasn't just the Russians that did that kind of thing. So you're looking at, in America, what's happening with our GOP. And what it looks like to me is that a whole bunch of Russian sleeper cells got activated in the GOP. And we have a whole faction of our society, of our governing class, that are acting on the behalf of the Russians. We have to see it for what it is, guys. The next thing I am going to throw on, and I say thing, and that's true, is Elon Musk. I want to know about Elon Musk. I actually think Elon is an alien, but I really do think Elon is an alien. I'm quite sure Elon is not from this planet. But Elon is not benevolent either. Elon is a cretin, and I hate to say that, but a man with that kind of money who has done nothing to aid society, where he is poisoning the water in the ground with his electric cars and his batteries. He is harming the environment, and he wants to go colonize. And listen to that word, colonize. Take by force from someone else. That's what colonize means. Take by force. So he wants to go into space and take by force something that doesn't belong to him. That does not make him a savior. That does not make him benevolent, especially when he is doing nothing to slow down or even stop the death of the planet that he lives on. Don't call nobody a hero when they are doing nothing to save the place on which they live. Okay, Tara, please. Snapshot. Elon Musk. This boy got bars around his brain. Elon. It's literally, I have got slanted bars. He will not let me, he will not let me see into his mind. He has a guard door open. Tara, tell us about Elon. First card we get is the Ten of Swords. We get death and despair. Elon Musk. The Ten of Swords reads, I'm going to read this out. Ten of Swords. Pain, affliction, tears, sadness, desolation. The first card for Elon Musk is pain, desolation, affliction, and sadness. Below him, you get the Queen of Cups, the woman with vision. So he sees things in a way that we don't see, but only because these are things that he knows to be true. Elon Musk is a person that is out for himself. He wishes to make as much money and have as much power as he possibly can. He wants to live the fabulous life, but he does not want everybody to live that fabulous life. He wants to colonize, to move to another place because this planet is dying and there's no bringing it back. So his thing is to find another place to live. He has the money, he has the resources, and he has all um, the the uh, the people who you need to know to get things done. He has the key to the money. He's brave and bold, but he does things in darkness, not in light. He is motivated by money. He is motivated by money. He knows that he possesses skills that other people don't possess and that he can think in a way that other people simply cannot. But there's no benevolence in Elon. There is no benevolence. He is about himself. He is about having it all. I want it all: money, gold, rings, chains, cars. He wants it all. He wants to be King Midas. Okay. And he will always be in shadow. He will never let you know who he truly is or what he is really thinking. Everything about him is a mystery, a puzzle, and he keeps it that way. And people who keep their lives that way are people who are not honest. And this is what this is saying. He keeps everything about his truest self hidden from the rest of the world so that nobody can see. And here it is, guys, and I didn't even notice this until right now. The top cup has a snake coming out of the cup, going into the light. That is Elon Musk. He is the snake that is trying to steal the light. Okay. Oh my gosh. Elon Musk is out for himself to be rich, to make sure nobody else is rich, but he has done nothing to help this planet or to help humanity. It's all about him and what he can have, and about him just living his best life. He is not a benevolent person. He does not care. He's not an inventor. He is a collector. He's a collector. Okay. My next question is from Danielle. Danielle says, will the Butcher of Syria be eliminated by the Ukrainians. And his name was Alexander uh, Devakalov or something like that. I wrote it messed up. But anyway, will the Butcher of Syria, I talked about him on Friday's show. Will the Butcher of Syria be taken out by the Ukrainians? Will he be taken out, period? I don't care if it's by the Ukrainians. Will the Butcher of Syria be eliminated? Will this horrible monster that calls himself the Butcher of Syria, will he be eliminated? And I want to shuffle these cards a little bit more. Will the Butcher of Syria be eliminated? Will the Butcher of Syria be eliminated? One more shuffle. Alexander Devilikov, will he be? I hate when I do that. Will the Butcher of Syria be eliminated? I almost shuffled my cards into upside down. That's why I stopped. Here, we just do it this way. Will the Butcher of Syria be eliminated? Yes. He's going to be taken out by the military. He's going to be taken out by the military. He may be taken out by Russia's own military. Got justice coming. Yes. Oh my God. First card we get is the lovers. They're going to work together to take this guy out. We get the Hierophant below this. So that's why I got the army, the military, the government is going to find and neutralize this person. They are giving money. I think this is the Ukrainians that are literally saying, yeah, if you can get him, we will give you some money if you can take this guy out. Lost, Theft, and Abandoned. This is for Alexander. He is going to be this is a dangerous, dirty man. He does not go into battle himself. No, he is a chemical mixing. He likes to make gases. He likes to make poison. He likes to think of creative ways to deliver chemical agents into people. He's a nasty, nasty man. This is a person who will put poison in an air conditioning unit in a school to kill children. This person is evil, pure evil, and he literally gets off on killing people. He is in a lab mixing chemicals. He plays with sarin and ricin. He extracts poisons from nuts and bugs. This guy is, and he's not crazy. He is just a demon. He is. He was a scientist. He was a scientist, and I don't know why he turned to murder. But his whole thing, it's almost like, oh my God, I'm getting the vision of Wonder Woman, the movie, the first Wonder Woman, where they had that woman who was in that lab making those chemicals. This butcher guy is that person, just like that movie showed. That guy, he has labs and people working for him, and nothing but developing new ways, new chemical murdering agents, chemical gases that kill people instantly, stuff that you only need to touch somebody. This is what he does. But yes, guys, yes, our answer is he is going to be taken out. But this is important. Justice is coming for him, and he's gonna be taken out. Um, They're paying people, so this guy has got a bounty on his head. But this is not a guy who's going to be out in front lines fighting nobody. You'll never see him in the front line. He's in a lab creating poisons, and then he sends them out. And the people who he sends them out with don't are in danger because they don't even know how to handle the things that he is using. But he doesn't care. He doesn't care who his chemicals kill. Only that they kill. It doesn't matter who. He doesn't pick and choose. Death is death to him. So if you point him and say, kill those people, he'll kill those people. But if your people are standing there while he's killing those people, your people are going to get killed too because he doesn't care. Death is death to him. This is a bad person. This is like a medieval type of demon. This is a horrible, I mean, for somebody's mind to even work that way. He is a demented. He's a dementor. He is a dementor. All right. This is getting weird. All right. My next question is from Danielle. Another one from Danielle. This is about the battleship that the Ukrainians sunk. That I predicted that one, that would be the changing point of this war. And that was the first ship that was off the coast of the Ukraine and that they gave the middle finger to and told them to go F themselves. That's the ship that they sunk. That's the one that I saw getting hit by the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians did hit that ship. Okay, I called that one. This is the turning point of the war. Their flagship, their battleship has been sunk. They lost. Russia lost the war. They lost it. Now is going to be the chaos because now Vlad is going to go ham. Okay, because the whole world sees and understands that they have been afraid of Russia, and Russia is basically nothing more than a collection of tinker toys. Okay, but the world is allowing this sadist, this monster, to murder unfettered. The world is watching this, as responsible as Vlad is. The whole world that is watching this happen is as responsible for what's happening as Vlad is. Okay. Um, so their battleship got sunk, and yes, the Ukrainians did sink it. Danielle, this is the turning point, but this is also the part of the war where Vlad is, like I said, he's just going to go ham. He's going to flatten cities now. Flatten cities. That is his game plan now, is mass destruction, clear, scorched earth, scorched earth. He's going to try to destroy and make uninhabitable every city. Okay, he's going to blow up fields. He's going to try to make it to where the Ukrainians can't eat. He's going to blow up oil supply lines. He is going to be is a blanket. He's going to try to just completely flatten the Ukraine to make it uninhabitable. And guys, if you don't think that Vlad is capable of dropping a nuclear weapon on the Ukraine, think again. He may drop a nuclear weapon right there on the nuclear plant that already has radiation, just to further ensure that nothing will ever grow there. Okay? That nothing will survive. This is that's his agenda. Um, my next question is from Preston. Preston would like to know why the price of the price of pet food is going up, and that there's a pet food, especially cat food, shortage. Okay? Again, Preston, big business. There's no shortage. There isn't. They are slowing down production. They are causing pain. This I can say to you. Make your own pet food. Make your own. Okay? Make it in large batches if you have to. Okay, kibble is kibble, but you can create pet food. There's nothing mysterious about it. Okay, what you buy at the store is just a bunch of crude materials, raw materials. You can use those same things and feed your pet fresh, okay, or fresher. And yes, it does cost more, but we can make our own pet foods. We don't have to depend on big business giving our pets kibble. Kibble doesn't come from nature. There's no kibble tree in nature that dogs and cats go up to eat. Most animals are carnivorous and are scavengers. Dogs and cats eat all kinds of dead things. Make your pet food. You can make it better and you can make a healthier pet. And if you get all the ingredients, you could probably make it cheaper in the long run. But again, the price of pet food and the pet food shortage, Denny, this is big business causing pain, causing problems. This is what it is. And until we understand that we are paying higher food prices and higher gas prices because of corporate greed, until we understand that and can say it without burping or blinking, we are being taken advantage of. We are being held hostage. Big business is letting us know exactly what they're capable of. And right now, the United States is not in crisis. Imagine if we were, and they're doing this to us in the middle of a pandemic. All of this stuff that they've been doing during a pandemic when people are unemployed, underemployed, or can't work because of illness. And this is how they show us how much they care about us. Look with your eyes, hear with your ears, see what is going on. Pull yourself away from the things that you can pull yourself away from. Become more self dependent. Stop eating out. Take control of your finances by not becoming a slave, by not continuing to be a slave to big business. Make your stuff at home. It only takes for each of us to do something that takes $1 away from big business every day to make a huge impact. Remember, the flap of a butterfly's wings could change our entire existence. You could be that butterfly. That's all I'm saying. You could be that butterfly. My next question is about the summer season. What is it to be socially, economically, and politically? What does the summer season hold for us worldwide? What does the summer season hold for us? I'm going to do 3 stacks. We're going to do society, economics, and politics. Society. All right. For our society, the first card we have is war. The second card we have is world. And that's probably how we're going to say it, World War III. Okay? And then you want to even put it more? We get war, we get world, war, and we get the 3 of Swords. If that doesn't explicitly say exactly what our society is going through, then nothing will. And the fourth card in the first stack is the changing locations, going to calmer shores, taking the wife and the kids, and going somewhere safe. That is what we have in store for our society. Our economy, the first card we get for our economy is smoke and mirrors, hidden things. But in hidden things, there are also opportunities for surprises because there's victory in here. Okay. And then we have the things like ancestral wealth and things coming out of that. So you have to look at this card. Things grow as well. There's a lot of things happening under the current that are going to affect our economy. We gotta pay attention to those people who are in power over us and authority over us. Now we get the emperor. The emperor is a good, strong uh, person. The emperor reads stability, power, a great person. So this is positivity on the economy side. We'll have somebody who is a great person, not a thief, not a shyster that is going to try to bring us back into some type of balance. Our economy will win. It's winning now, but it is going to change. But and it's going to be a fight. This is the fight I see of this the fight of excess, fighting excess. This is the fight within ourselves. We have to change the way that we do things for us to be victorious. We have to, again, this is like getting out of our own way. We fight to keep things that we should not fight to keep instead of fighting to get rid of things that harm us. We keep garbage. The last pile is our politics. The first card that we get for our summer politics is the 10 of Pentacles. Now, tens are endings. This is again generational wealth. So this is telling me rich people are going to be all up in our political thing again. They're going to try to control our politics. The wealthy, those that have, are going to try to strong arm the rest of us. The second card we get is the King of Wands. Okay, and this is my card that is Biden, a gentler man, somebody that wants. This to me is a benevolent man. The King of Wands, dark nature, emotional, animated, and noble. This is somebody who has charisma, speaks with their hands, but somebody has a good view for everyone. The third card in the political stack is justice. And this, guys, I believe this is going to be one of the things. This is the January 6th committee. This is where they will be in full swing. I think by summer, in the thick of the summer, is where it's going to be like a bomb going off because this is where all these subpoenas and indictments are all going to come together. Okay, right now we've got people getting charged with crimes from the January 6th. These people who entered the Capitol. The January 6th committee is dealing with the people who were in charge of the planning and programming. By summertime, we are going to see these people coming to justice. This is the Ted Cruzes. These people who spoke at the rallies. This is the Marjorie Taylor Greens. Guys, I see her being led away in handcuffs. Okay? There were laws broken, but of course that doesn't stop. You can be a criminal and run for Congress. You can run for Congress from prison. Yeah, you can. So, let's just keep that there where it is. The last card, there's justice that is coming. The last card for the political pile is the Two of Rods, holding the weight of the world in their hands, and this is the politics. Okay, so we are this summer. We're looking at World War III, a lot of refugees. Okay, and I'm gonna show you guys this again. First step. World War III. Look at it. World War III. Refugees. All right. This is Tara. This is not me. All right. So, economically, socially, and politically, this summer is going to be full. There is not going to be any dull moments this summer. All right. I love you guys. The one thing I want you to take away from this reading is that we have power. And again, like the butterfly, our intentions, ascending, our giving our energy and power to those things that support us and help us, we can change things that we can change. We have to get out of our own way. We have to disconnect a little bit every day, unplug, unplug, so that when they try to exact the pain of taking your device's functionality away from you, you won't be one of those people who will panic. This is important. And again, if you have not watched Kingsman, the first one with Samuel Jackson, watch it and you will understand the control that I believe has already been placed on society. Okay, and that there is literally a tone or something that they are going to play that is going to force people to behave very badly. But what I believe is it's going to be is them cutting off the internet that is going to drive us into chaos. Watch Kingsman. It's a great movie, number one. You're going to enjoy it. But not only watch it, pay attention to the underlying tone and see if you can see anything that's going on in our nation, in our world, reflected in that movie. I love you guys. Have a fantastic Monday. Namaste.